Absolute is a unique product. The one source story behind it is actually the core why it has been so successful. We have absolute quality control. We know where the water is coming from, we know where the winter wheat is growing, and we have total control of how we manufacture the bottle. And that together with the marketing philosophy makes it a winning team, so to say.
We have a Swedish word saying onödigt bra. And that is unnecessary good. I mean, it's even better than good. We live for that. That is the culture behind it. I was in an exhibition in Milan, Italy, and I saw the Dynac first, and I said to myself, with that small footprint, I can manage to put that in on our existing line 6, because that was really crowded. If we could gain 5% more in efficiency on the line, it would be paid. And we gained 18%. So it's more than 3 times more than I said. And that was the start. And since that we have bought, is it 10 or 11 more? You don't have bottles touching each other. And in a normal mass flow accumulator, there you have, all the scuffing and so on going on all the time. But here you have first in, first out all the time. And that is good for the quality. We have 5 bottling lines right now. And we are producing, in average, something between 600 and 750,000 bottles a day.
The whole line philosophy or layout is actually quite calculated. The line speed and the performance of the individual machines, we have quite good data on it. So we know the average short stops on the filler and the packer and the labeler. We put in the accumulation system, which is the Dynac. We cover all these short stops. That means that our master is running as long as possible. That is one of the main reasons why we have such a high efficiency when we are in full production. Our goal today is 75%, we talk about this year, and then our long-term goal is 80% efficiency. And you have to do some special things to accomplish that. And together with the number of changeover we have, this is a challenge we face every day. In most lines, filling lines, there the filler is the master, but in our case we have chosen to have the labeler as the master. When moving the master, if you call it like that, to the labeler, that means that you have to adapt your line philosophy or your line control philosophy or layout also according to that. So in a typical line we have 3 Dynacs, 2 in front of the master and 1 after. And the 2 in front are always full, and the one after the labeler, the master, is always empty. You have a very good balance in your line performance. The goal of Dynac 1 is to catch the short stoppage in the bulk area. In general you can say that the empty bottles are the most unstable, so there is a bigger risk that something happens. And in the bulk area we have 2 machines, a defoiler and we have a depelletizer and even an inspection machine. Something happens in these 3 machines. This Dynac is catching this short stoppage by continue feeding the filler and with that feeding the labeler. So it empties out, and as soon as the stoppage is clear, or the cause of the stoppage, we speed up again and try to fill the Dynac 1 up again. If you talk about the Dynac between the filler and the labeler, if you have a case where the filler stops, Dynac 2 is emptying, trying to keep the master machine, in our case the labeler, running. As soon as the stop is fixed in the filler, we try to fill up everything as fast as possible. So all the machines around the labeling machine have a overcapacity. Dynac 3 is the other way around. That one is always empty. And the cause for that is that in case something happens in the packing area, the case packer or the pelletizer area, we should be able to continue running with the labeling machine and fill up that 3rd Dynac. In that way you call it a breathing line, and that's exactly what's happening. The master machine, the center of the line, is always running or as long as possible. And the Dynacs are covering the short stoppage, which you can have in principle everywhere. Hartness is a company which is run by a lot of creative minds, and you see that back in all their products. We like that very much, that people are innovating and see if it can contribute something to the customer's production process. So the Dynac is of course a unique case. It is a very smart solution which will help a lot of filling companies to achieve better performance. We are very happy to cooperate with them.